Robert Pattinson is an English actor who began his journey acting in a London theatre club at the age of just 15. Fellow Harry Potter fans will no doubt remember his big break in film when he was cast as Cedric in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And as you know, Robert starred as the lead in the Twilight films as none other than Edward Cullen. The 5 movie installations came out from 2008 to 2012 and earned a combined massive total of $3.3 billion worldwide. Not to mention it brought Robert worldwide fame and established him amongst the highest paid actors in the world, thanks to playing Edward Cullen and also for having a whirlwind and dramatic relationship with his co-star Kristen Stewart. Robert was definitely the center of a lot of media attention, whether he wanted to be in the public eye or not. Despite starring in romantic dramas and being offered big budget film roles, Robert has often preferred in starring in more independent productions. This is one reason his role in Batman is such a big deal. So today, we're going to be taking a look at the life and story of one of Hollywood's leading men, Robert Pattinson, on this brand new episode of The Famous Life. Robert Douglas Thomas Pattinson was born May 13, 1986 in London, England. As the youngest of 3 children, his mother Claire, who was a booker at a model agency, and Richard Pattinson, his father, a vintage car dealer, grew up in a small home in Barnes with 2 older sisters, Elizabeth and Victoria. Pattinson started learning the guitar and piano at the age of 4. He attended Tower House School, from which, age 12, he was expelled for shoplifting adult magazines at the post office shop and selling them later to his male classmates. Robert's first job was a model at the age of 12. Robert was tall as a teenager and he had strong features that made him perfect for that industry. Unfortunately, he started getting less modeling work the older he got, as his effeminate, boyish charm started to fade as he became a man. In high school, Robert was a bit of a drama kid and he would often act in the school plays. But Robert received some heavy criticism from one of his drama teachers, and he says this seriously discouraged him from pursuing the arts. This could have been the moment where Robert decided to do something completely different with his life. However, his father did encourage him to join an amateur drama group called the Barnes Theatre Company. At age 15, after 2 years of working backstage, he auditioned for the play Guys and Dolls, and he got his first role as a Cuban dancer with no lines. He got the lead role of George Gibbs in the next play, Our Town, and was spotted by a talent agent who was sitting in the audience, and he began looking for professional roles. He also appeared in the plays Macbeth, Anything Goes, and Tess of the Ubervilles. After securing an agent and a number of made-for-TV movies, Robert was able to land a role in the 2004 film Vanity Fair, which starred Reese Witherspoon, and it was Robert's biggest film yet. However, once filming was done and Robert attended the premiere, he was shocked to discover all of his scenes had been cut. The casting director of the film, Mary Shellway, had felt so bad that nobody notified Robert about this before the premiere that she helped him land an audition with a pretty big film. That film being Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This was Robert's introduction to the world as Cedric Diggory, and he was officially part of the massive Harry Potter franchise. However, there was another popular book series that was being adapted to film. This series obviously being Twilight, and the film had casted Robert to play the film's lead role, Edward Cullen. The level of success and straight-up Twilight mania that ensued after the release of 2008's Twilight was otherworldly. Cullen was a heartthrob sensation for young girls everywhere, unless said girl was repping Team Jacob over Team Edward, but it really was that serious. Robert's life was entrenched with this Twilight saga. His life seemed to really revolve around it, and it was a level of fame that he likely was not ready for, due to the fact that Robert likes to keep to himself and not stay in the public eye. But the media could not get enough of him, subdubbed him the next Jude Law. As time would go on and Twilight would release more installments to their franchise, Robert began to express somewhat disdain towards Twilight and the characters during interviews. The more he spoke out against the series, a bigger a narrative it became. You could tell that he was Twilighted out by the time Breaking Dawn Part 2 came out in 2012. Also pair that with the fact that Robert was dating his co-star Kristen Stewart, who played Bella in the Twilight films, and in a huge scandal it was revealed that Kristen was cheating on Robert with Rupert Sanders, who at the time was directing Snow White and the Huntsman, a film that Kristen was starring in. To make matters even worse, Rupert was 19 years older than Kristen and married, so it was a pretty big tabloid piece when it happened. Following multiple public apologies, the couple would break up in 2013 and have since stated that they are on good terms. Later on in Robert's career, he would date singer-songwriter FKA Twigs, and the two actually got engaged before breaking up in summer of 2017. Pattinson has been in a relationship with model Suki Waterhouse since mid-2018. The couple currently reside in London. After the Twilight saga had truly ended, it almost appeared that Robert had fallen off the map, as he was not often seen in the media, and any films that he was involved in were mostly indie small production films, like The Rover, Good Time, and High Life. Even off the heels of Twilight, Robert had expressed that he would still get pushback from some directors for being too famous or handsome for certain productions. This echoed very similar criticism that was leveled at Robert once it was announced that he would be taking on the role of Bruce Wayne as the Caped Crusader for Batman in the upcoming reboot set to release in March 2022. But given Robert Pattinson's track record, I think he's more than proved that he is a talented actor with depth and is capable of portraying roles deeper than lusty vampires, and I think that will be on full display once Batman hits theaters. If you enjoyed this look at the life and story of Robert Pattinson, then please don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as comment as who you would like to see featured next on The Famous Life. Thank you for watching, and take care.